Welcome everybody. My name is Steve Radins and this is the author reading experience of the book The Happiness Effect, my debut manuscript, which is still not available for sale, but hopefully we're going to generate some interest here and hopefully you're going to learn a few things and I'm going to help you get a little healthier, a little happier, and you're going to do it by embracing nature, eating, medicating with nature, getting outside in the fresh air, maybe gardening a little bit. Growing a plant is pretty therapeutic. You might want to try it. I'm going to say that again. But anyway, thank you for stopping in and sharing your time with me. I know we all have busy lives, and so thank you for taking some of your life and spending it with me. Hopefully I can help you in return and give that right back to you. We're now on chapter 4. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you've been around, thank you for being around. Hope I'm helping you a little bit. Stick around because there's a lot more to come. There really is. Anyway, if you're brand new, maybe check out some of the other videos and see where this is starting from. Last chapter 3 was my story, just kind of the beginning of how things fell apart for me in my life. And chapter 4, we're going to turn the page a little bit and we're going to plant the seeds. So thank you for being here. If you haven't, we have a Facebook group to go along with this. It's the Facebook group, The Happiness Effect. Should be a link in the post below. Click on it, join the group, share your thoughts, share your successes, share your challenges. We can all help each other become happier and healthier together, man. It's a community, and it really is. And the more we help each other, the better we're going to feel, the better everyone else is going to feel. We're going to bring the world up to a little bit happier and a healthier place. It's going to be pretty cool. So join the Facebook group. Also, click subscribe here at the YouTube channel because that way you'll get automatically notified every time a video comes up. Mostly every Monday a new video come up, but I'm thinking I might want to speed this up a little bit to kind of keep your guys' interest going. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you'll get the auto invitations to come every time I post a new video. And thank you for that too. Thank you for sticking around. I hope, and I'm pretty sure it will, but I hope it benefits you in some way. So thank you for your time. Chapter 4, we're going to just jump right in today. Oh, before I start, where am I at? I try to get out in nature when I do these. So today I'm in northern Palm Beach County in Florida, Jupiter Farms, and I'm at a state park called Riverbend Park. A lot of trails out here, some bike trails, some hiking trails, a lot of wildlife. I usually see 2 or 3 deer when I'm here. There's an eagle's nest near the front, which is always cool. I love my big birds of prey. It's always cool to see them. So I highly recommend it. If you're in northern Palm Beach County in southern Florida, maybe take a trip up to Riverbend Park and spend some time in nature because it will benefit you. It really will. Without further ado, let's get into the reading, okay? Thank you again for joining me. Have a great day. No, I'm kidding. All right. Plant seeds of happiness, hope, success, and love. It will all come back to you in abundance. This is the law of nature. That's a quote from Steve Maraboli. And it's really true. You know, what you plant, if you're planting seeds of happiness, hope, and love, that's what you're going to get back. You're going to get happiness, hope, love brought back into your life. If you're planting seeds of discord and hate and gossip and just negativity, you're going to get that back in your life too. And we'll get into this a lot as we go through. And I hope that you'll see that being negative really just breeds more of that and you never get away from it. So be positive in everything you can. Seriously, it really helps. Planting the seeds. One Christmas day, while still popping pain relievers, I received a smoothie maker from my family, and I began having a fruit smoothie every day. My body probably went into shock. It probably did. I really didn't eat fruit, vegetables, or herbs. I've said that. They weren't a part of my diet at all. Really, it just wasn't. I didn't see a benefit to it. Didn't like them. They weren't processed, so there wasn't a lot of sugar in them. And yeah, I just didn't eat them, and I really didn't. And that was a bad thing, and that's changed a lot. But anyway, my family bought me is actually a NutriBullet, the most convenient thing I ever had. You can use any blender, but you just put your fruit, vegetables, and I would throw some herbs in there, and then I would mix it with some herbal tea, make a lot of noise, wake my family up early in the morning, but my body would get this nutrient blast that really began changing things. This is really the catalyst that started the whole thing. And I'm just going to step away for 2 seconds. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. I actually was so proud of it that I wrote a short booklet. You can find it on Amazon, Stephen T's Ultimate Smoothie. Yeah, it helped my body so much that I thought I'd go ahead and write about it and explain how all these ingredients, how their nutrients benefit my body. Like I break it down to a blueberry, and I'll tell you everything a blueberry does for your body and how it benefits us and what nutrients are in that blueberry. So anyway, it's a really short book. It's like $5. It's kind of cool to read. Check it out. Anyway, you can see it on my website, balancedbynature.net. Okay, I think that's all the advertising I'm going to do today. Let's get back to the book. Anyway, I began having a fruit smoothie every day. My body probably went into shock. I hadn't eaten much of anything natural for 30 years. I also began growing my own herbs, fruit, and vegetables on a 16 by 16 foot urban townhouse patio. Growing plants has turned into a passion, helping me to learn about natural cures for our body, mind, and life. I live in a townhouse, and still do actually, and my patio is 16 by 16. And at one time I had potatoes, spinach, green beans, peas, a bunch of herbs. There was like 130 plants on this 16-foot patio. I've really cut it down today, but at one time, that gardening was my therapy, and that's what got me through a lot of challenges early in my life. It also has taught me that we humans have very similar nutrient needs to plants. Our cells work in very similar ways that plant cells function, always seeking out the best avenue to create a perfect life. Plants provide our security by preventing illness and disease naturally while providing beneficial nutrients to our bodies. We are a part of nature. We are nature. And I'll say that a lot. Here comes the rain, so hopefully it won't get so bad I have to move. We'll keep this going. We'll see what happens. This is the 4th time I've made this video. For some reason, the universe is saying, hey, stop it. Maybe today's not the right day. We'll see what happens. Bear with me. Anyway, plants provide our security by preventing illness, disease naturally while providing natural nutrients to our bodies. They really do. And what I mean by plants provide for our security is, for instance, we have COVID-19 going on. Yes, people are dying. It's a scary, scary disease. I personally am fearless in the face of colds and diseases. If I get it, it would be a terrible thing, and I'm not wishing for that. But at the same time, I'm fearless because I know that I have the right natural nutrients in my body to combat whatever virus pops into my head. So plants provide our security by giving us confidence that we have the correct nutrients and our body's working in the best balanced way that it can be. Yep, it's going to get a little windy, so I hope this works out. Let me stop for a second and tell you that gardening was and still is my therapy. We will touch on the subject of garden therapy later in this book. I had to wake up every day to ensure my plants were taken care of. This was especially true with growing cannabis. Oh no, hang on, there's that deadly word Facebook hates. Anyways, it's so true. Cannabis, and I'm going to talk about it here in a minute, but cannabis was my medicine that relieved withdrawal symptoms, relieved breakthrough pain, I guess you could call it. It really was the thing that made life bearable, since the synthetic drugs I was taking was just really tearing me apart, both mentally and physically. And so cannabis and growing cannabis was my outlet, it was my therapy. And it's just my public service announcement. I really wish we would legalize marijuana for the masses, because I know that opioid addicts can relieve their pain, not only relieve their pain, but by growing their own medicine, they can stop their opioid addiction. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. They can stop it. It can be done. I did it. I'm a perfect example. But having that need to wake up every morning was a big part of my recovery. It really was. Even during the withdrawal pains, I had to be focused. This to ensure a healthy crop of medicine was grown. Without having that need to nurture my plants every day, I'm not sure I could have stayed away from the pull of pharmaceutical drugs. Get into growing things. It is extremely therapeutic. Once you take responsibility for another life, and even if it's just a plant, your life will start to change. And growing your own food and medicine, you respect those plants because you know that they're going to benefit your body. And so I don't use chemicals when I grow things, synthetic chemicals. I use some organic stuff. Excuse me, because I want to know that I'm not putting bad things in my body that are going to create unnatural, unwanted side effects. And the growing part of the process really kind of keeps your mind focused, and you have to wake up. You have to make sure those plants are taken care of. So you can't just say, oh, I'm sick today, I'm not going to do it. No, I still had to get up and take care of the plants. And that was a huge part of my therapy. And I know others could heal themselves. Garden therapy is a really cool thing. And we talk about it in chapter 20 or 21, so we will get into this. Since 2015, I have been practicing healthy eating, drinking herbal tea, and using herbal health lotions. I started eating blueberries and blackberries daily, as purple foods are overflowing with antioxidants. They are incredibly beneficial for us, as you will learn later in this book. 100% purple foods, purple potatoes, purple lettuce, purple cabbage, purple kale, blueberries, blackberries, purple tomatoes, purple carrots. They're really, really high in antioxidants, and we'll learn what antioxidants do for our bodies and how they help us. But these natural chemicals help us fight off cancer. And I was a smoker for 40 years, over 40 years, I think it was. Yeah, definitely when I know it was. So yeah, so cancer was a big, big concern of mine. And when I started really getting into learning how natural foods create wellness in our bodies, learning about purple foods and antioxidants was a big, big focus of mine, because I knew that now, hey, I can fight back the damage that I put in my bodies. And I don't really mention this in the book, but our bodies really can bounce back from things. We're very adaptable. And so yes, if you've abused your body, there's still plenty of time to turn things around. And we do talk about that also later on, so you must stick around to learn these cool things. I have researched and continue learning how our bodies need balance. More on this and the 3 life centers of your body in chapter 9. The 3 life centers, again, your head, your chest, and your gut. If you get these 3 areas working perfectly and in harmony with each other, everything else in your world will be fine. It just really will. Natural nutrients helps your gut, which then helps your heart and lungs, which then helps your brain focus and think more clearly and be more positive. So really, the 3 life centers, we'll check it out in chapter 9, so it's not much longer. Stick around, you'll learn this. When you give your body and mind the nutrients that they want and need, you will become balanced. When you add positive thoughts to the mix, your mind and body can reach a perfect state of homeostasis. And that, my friends, is where the magic lies. Your body wants to be in perfect balance. It wants to work in homeostasis. And when you come out as a baby, 98% of us probably, maybe more, maybe a little less, 98% of us start off in perfect balance. And then we immediately start throwing things off. So our body knows what it needs. It knows what it wants. A plant knows what it needs, and its roots and its leaves search out those needs. We're no different than that. We're just really not. We're all trying to get what we need, and our bodies know what they need. You just have to give it to them. You really do. I mean, you're going to learn what those things are. A naturally balanced body and mind will help you to create the happiness effect, and it works every time. Get your body right, get your mind right, it'll get your life right. I can't say that enough, and you'll get tired of hearing it, so I apologize now, because I'll say it a whole lot. I really will. On May 15th, 2016, very exciting. This is a big day in my life. I finally conquered my addiction to opioid pain relievers, and I also mostly stopped drinking alcohol. Yeah, it was a big day, and don't think that, one day I woke up and said, I'm going to kick these drugs. I was sick in the hospital, October, November, and started changing my diet that next Christmas, and I was still popping a lot of pills. It took a full year before I was mentally and physically ready to just kick the habit. And I did. I didn't go to rehab. I didn't go to my doctor. I just decided I needed to quit. I set up a formula that worked for me, where I weaned off a little bit, played with my prescriptions a lot to throw my body off. And then on May 15th, that was the last time I took a pill. I had weaned down enough to where I could just say, stop it. Went through 3 or 4 days of mental withdrawal, not a whole lot of physical withdrawal. But it did. It took about 1.5 years for me to beat the drugs. And that was a pretty cool thing. That was a big day in my life. I do have an occasional beer or cocktail socially. If you are able to control the urge to splurge, limit yourself to just 1 or 2 drinks and go for it. If you want to just have 1 or 2 drinks once or twice a month, You see, I threw that in there too. Not every day, once or twice a month. You're not killing yourself. You're just really not. And I get it, man. I love alcohol. I love the feeling it gives me. It makes me happy, makes me want to have fun, makes me talk more. I'm more social. But it's really, really hard on your bodies. And we've talked about that, and we'll talk about it later too. Alcohol kills cells, man. It throws your body out of whack. But I do drink, and I'm not saying you should not drink. It's a fairly common thing in this day and age. So if you want to have one or two drinks a couple of times a month, go for it. Me personally, I would rather sit around and share some cannabis and talk some big thoughts, but unfortunately, that is not widely accepted in our society. Public service announcement, shameless public service announcement. Keep an open mind. If you're an anti-cannabis person, please keep an open mind. We'll get to this, I promise. Anyway, today 75% of my food intake is natural or organic. And let me just step out. It's hard to get away from processed foods. For many of us, it's hard to get away from synthetic drugs, but it can be done for most of us. It really can. It takes a commitment. It takes a baby step every single day, and the desire to have a more healthier, happier body. So yeah, 75% of my diet is organic or good for me. But again, I live in the 21st century, and processed food is all around us. And as I've said, I do drink a Mountain Dew almost every day, which is just terrible, but I do it. So I'm honest, I'm out front. I want you to know that I love Mountain Dew. It's crazy, man, it's just nuts. Anyway, I prefer grass-fed, no hormone, no antibiotics, and non-GMO'd meat. If you can do it, and I'll say it again here in a second, but if you can spend the extra $1 or $2 a pound it costs, which is ridiculous, but non-hormone, non-antibiotic meat is so much better for your body. You will digest it better. You're not putting all these additional unnatural chemicals in your body. And I believe a lot of the health issues we have today stem from the amount of chemicals we get from our meat sources today. And we need to fix that someday. Not today probably, but we need to fix that. So if you can come up with a couple extra dollars to get the better meat, you will digest it better, your cardiovascular system will work better, your mind will be more clear, your body won't be trying to remove these toxins, these unnatural toxins. So I do spend the extra money, and I really think it's a benefit. If you can find the extra dollars, do it. It's really worth the extra money. I can't say that enough. I really can't. But I understand if the money's not there. I totally understand, because the organic stuff is more expensive. It's nuts. It should be the other way around, and we get to that in one of these chapters, the whole conspiracy thing. So stick with me. The health benefits are worth the extra cost. Also, when eating out, it is difficult for most of us to find good meat from medium and low price range restaurants. So always get some veggies with your steak or burger. And not necessarily French fries. Yes, they're potatoes, that's a vegetable. But try to get some greens or a carrot, or get something that'll offset the lousy meat you're getting. It tastes really good. When I go to a bar and get a big, fat, juicy hamburger, one of my favorite things in the world, but I'll drink an herbal tea with it to kind of help balance the effects of the bad meat out. So there, I drink around 60 ounces of homemade herbal tea every day. And I think this is where a lot of my natural benefits come from, my health benefits. I'm a firm believer in herbal tea. Noticeable difference in my life once I started doing this. Noticeable difference. So I drink around 60 ounces of homemade herbal tea every day. Most days, the tea contains tulsi, holy basil, an amazing herb and a favorite of mine. It really is. And these next 5 herbs I'm going to give you, we have a whole chapter on this, so bear with me on what these things can do for you. Lemon balm, St. John's wort, rose petals or rose hips as a base. Then I will add 4 or 5 other herbs to help a specific area of my body. Echinacea or elderberry during cold season. Highly recommend elderberry. It's one of the most amazing herbs that I put in my body. My wife makes an elderberry syrup. And when I start feeling a scratchy throat, or I'm feeling a little off and there's a cold coming, I'll take a tablespoon of this 2 or 3 times a day. I might mix it in with a beverage that I'm having. And usually that next day I'm fine. If I do come down with a heavy cold or something, maybe one day I'm pretty out of it, where I'm just hanging out at the house, and then maybe 2 days to fully recover. But normally 3 days. Since 2015, 2016, I really haven't had a bad cold, and I swear that a lot of it is the elderberries. They're a pretty amazing herb. You should learn about those. Sometimes bilberry to help my eyesight, or maybe some lavender to keep me calm on a day that I know will be stressful. Let me also say that it is not just about what you put in your body, it is also what you put on your body. I use a homemade anti-aging, moisturizing, rejuvenating, and healing lotion made with 10 essential oils. I can't nail it down to just one thing. It does all of that. It really does. You go to the store and you buy a pain lotion, you buy a moisturizer, you buy an anti-aging cream, you get a wrinkle remover. Now, who knows what else you get? But this one lotion does it all. And so I swear by this. I use it almost every day, and I know I'm getting some really good benefits about it. And I'm going to tell you here in a second about frankincense and myrrh. These two amazing herbs are in the oil, and they've been used since the beginning of time, pretty much. They're actually listed in the Bible over 130 times. And I've been told that every word in the Bible was scrutinized to make sure that there was meaning behind it. So two words that are in there over 130 times, there must be something pretty special about these two herbs. Or that's how I feel about it anyway. So I recommend you go learn about these two, frankincense and myrrh. I'm a firm believer they have extreme health benefits for our bodies. These two amazing herbs will create synergy when combined, and they have been used for millennia to heal and balance the body. They can help prevent many health issues in your body thanks to their anti-inflammatory, anti-aging properties, and antivirus, antimicrobial, relaxing. They do so many good things for your body. Just these two herbs by themselves are really good as a topical for our bodies. You can also ingest them, but I only use them as a topical. My healing lotion also contains oil infused with cannabis. Yes, it has CBD, THC, and hundreds of other cannabinoids and a plethora of nutrients the body needs. Keep an open mind. I'm going to keep saying that. Chapters 24, I don't know, later in the book, we're going to talk about it. I then blend in shea and mango butter, beeswax, honey, and fresh aloe vera. Awesome lotion. About a year into clean living, my body and mind were coming back to what I would call normal. I was feeling better every day. For the previous 10 years, I had been depressed and ready to die. So true. Once my body started getting the nutrients that it needed, and in a natural way, and I stopped creating all these unnatural, unwanted side effects. Yes, I'm going to say that a lot too. Once that started taking place, my mind started clearing up, and I could start seeing positivity again. So true. Body right, mind right, life right. This new feeling of health brought with it a refreshing feeling of positivity. I wanted to live again. I craved knowledge, and I hit Google hard. I really did. I wanted to learn everything about natural benefits for my body, natural nutrients, what those different nutrients did, how my body would react to those nutrients, and positive thought, man. I dug deep into ancient positive thought, new positive thought, just as whatever I could find. I've read the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read some Hindu, some Buddhist stuff. I just really wanted to learn as much as I could about mind, body, life. Everything you want to know is online, and you can filter out the bad if you keep researching. You really need a few articles with opposing views to get to the truth. My parents once told me, they probably will hit me for saying this, or my dad did, he really didn't like the internet. He didn't like being online and websites because of the nonsense that was out there. And there is a lot of nonsense. But if you do your research and you look at 3 or 4 different sites on the same subject, and pick sites from the left and sites from the right, and then form your opinion in the middle, because that's where the truth is going to be. It's kind of be in the middle of these two extremes, just the way the world works. You know, balance, right? Balance. So yeah, get information from 2 or 3, 4 different sources. Make sure it's not just information that's been copied and pasted from one site to another site. If it's the exact same wording, go find a different site, because you've already learned this. You need to learn some more truth, and you don't know which site the truth came from in the first place. So always look for 3 or 4 opposing views and make the opinion for yourself. It's going to give you more confidence. It's going to make you happier. It's going to trigger the happiness effect. Anyway, during this learning phase, a co-worker told me multiple times that I needed to read the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. The book was another positive thinking book with quotes from many of the day's New Thought mentors and some historical philosophers, as well as quotes from the Bible. Maybe my mind was just in the right place at the right time because I could see how this universe works. It is true, things just started to gel for me. It just started to all come together. I wanted to dig deeper into law of attraction knowledge, and The Secret listed a lot of other sources that could be researched. Shortly after reading The Secret, I decided to give the law a try. I was driving my Mustang at the time and loved going fast. I really did. I loved driving fast, and I still do to this day. Hang on. Driving on the interstate was one of my greatest sources of stress and anger. It was also one of my greatest sources of joy because I could go fast, and I did actually enjoy going in and out of traffic and didn't really care who I was pissing off, which was terrible. It was terrible. I don't do this any longer. I might go fast out in the country, though. I still like going fast. A lot of speeding tickets, hopefully those days are over. Anyway, when a slower car would get in my way or refuse to pull aside, I would fume until I could speed around them. When I could pass, I would stare menacingly, or I would just flip them off. I was that guy. I was the road rage guy. Yes, you would call it road rage. It's embarrassing today to talk about it. I scared my family. I've scared my kids. I've scared other people. I've almost gotten killed and shot at. Road rage I was bad, and I do not do this anymore. And I hope you listen to this if you have this issue or you know someone with this issue. Listen to what I'm about to say because it will take those road rage issues away from you. My first attempt at the law of attraction was that I decided to relax before starting my drive and set an intention to have a perfect driving experience. I would visualize me driving down the highway with clear roads ahead. I even came up with a saying, green lights and open roads. This was my mantra when heading out for the day. And it really, I don't use it as often today. Now I just use it in extreme stressful situations. But it was my affirmation. Every morning I would get up, and this would be the way I manifested a good ride to work. I would set the intention, and then and then I would let go and let the universe take over, and it would just happen. I would then take several deep breaths, and turn my drive over to the universe. Guess what happened? My drives are always stress-free. If a slow car gets in front of me, usually within a couple of seconds, a safe way around is provided. I just have to relax and let my intentions happen. And this is so true. Once I set the intention and I set the green lights and open road affirmation out to the universe, then it's time to just take a deep breath, back off, and let the universe, the source, your God, do its thing. And it will. It will just work out 99% of the time. Sure, things still, curveballs are thrown at us. But again, like it says, when a slower car gets in front of me, I relax and just let the world take over. If I get too stressed, then I say green lights and open roads. And it makes me smile, and then I relax because I know it's going to work out in the end. Most positive thought books will tell you to visualize finding a good parking spot. This is like the beginner's 101 to positive thinking, to the law of attraction, to manifesting your desires. This is like the first thing every law of attraction person will tell you to do. And it works. And I guess it's easy. I don't know why the universe has picked this one thing to make it easy for us to practice manifesting goodness in our lives. But finding a parking spot has become a very simple thing now. As this is an easy first step when trying to change your thoughts. I almost always have great parking spots. I really do. Last night, as a matter of fact, I don't even think about finding a parking spot anymore because I know I'm going to find a good one. So I just go to the store and I find a good spot. But last night my wife was driving and we got in, and usually at this store, the first 3 or 4 spots, I will always find an open one out of the first 3. And today, nothing. It's a whole long line. So we have to go all the way down the line. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? And I think I said it out loud, I always get one of those first 3 spots. This is crazy. And this time of year in South Florida, we get a lot of seasonal people from up north that are down. So things are a lot busier now than they are in the summertime. And that's part of the reason. But I don't usually have an issue. And so I'm saying that, and as we come around the end and we're driving looking for another spot, the very first spot is now open. So we just pull into the very first spot. And that's kind of the way it works. And it works all the time like that. But it's a great place to start trying to manifest goodness in your life. Anyway, simply set your intention to see the perfect spot when you are going out. then visually believe in finding that parking spot. You will be amazed at how often parking becomes stress-free. And it is. Today it is. It's very stress-free. So try this. It's easy to do. Set the intention. See it in your mind as happening, and see if it doesn't change your life. Leave a comment below and let me know if this works for you. I'd really like to know if it works for other people. It's kind of a cool thing. The reason I am bringing this up is because you can eat the healthiest food in the universe, but if your mind is negative, it won't benefit you very much. If you don't fill your mind with positivity, your body will pay the price. The reverse is also true. If you are the most positive person, yet you eat an unnatural diet, you will never feel balanced. It is all connected. And this should become your mantra. And I bet you know what it is before I even say it. You have to have a healthy body in order to have a healthy mind, in order to have a healthy life. And here's some things that I think you must do. It's going to sound like I'm yelling at you, but trust me on this. If you follow these 5 steps, 5 things that you must do, your life will change for the better. Or you'll be able to maintain the perfect life you already have. You must eat healthy, naturally healthy. You must think positively. You must have dreams. You must have a reason to wake up every morning. Those two kind of go together, because if you have dreams in your life, then you're looking forward to starting the day. And yes, as I've said, I still wake up with a chip on my shoulder, and as I'm getting ready for the day, I have to sometimes seriously think as I go through my gratitude check to remind me how great life really is. So yeah, I don't have the happiness effect bopping in my life all the time. No, sometimes it takes a little work. It's an intention that you set, and gratitude will get you there. So anyway, you must have a reason to wake up in the morning, give you something to look forward to, and you must be thankful for everything that you have today and be grateful for everything you are going to receive tomorrow. Gratitude is huge, man, huge. I can't say it enough. You must even be grateful for that flat tire because it made you late for work, which caused you to meet the person you end up marrying. The universe always wants you to benefit. So like even in the face of adversity, somewhere in there, the universe is providing you a path to learn, grow, share, improve your life, and to make your life better. Adversity breeds success, I guess you could say. Sometimes what looks negative could actually be a good thing for you. In order for us to learn something, the universe sometimes hits us with what looks like a problem at first, but as we work through the challenges, before we know it, they get solved. And that is the end of chapter 4. Hope you took something out of that. Hope we learned a few things. I taught you how to find a parking spot. And seriously, leave me some comments. Let me know if you've ever tried this. If you haven't tried it, the next time you go shopping, okay? Before you go out, take 2 minutes and take a couple of deep breaths. Visually see yourself in your car with whoever you're going with, pulling into one of the first couple spots and just having a perfect parking experience. Because it's just a little thing that, really annoys a lot of people, not finding parking spots. So this is a little thing you can do, and let me know if you find that spot, if things start changing for you. And then once you start really, man, every time I go out, I find a good spot. Now you start a good parking spot. Now you start feeling lucky. And when we feel lucky, then we expect luck, good luck, to happen to us. And it kind of does. What we expect happens. What you think becomes your life. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me. That's chapter 4. Come back for chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a huge challenge in my life. Huge. It took me a year to get over this. Seems like a year trend there. Drugs and now this challenge. Lost a lot of money. Made a stupid mistake in my life. Anyway, it was a tough challenge. It was a heartache. It affected my entire family. It could have had devastating effects on us, but we chose to move forward. And yes, it took about a year for us to choose to move forward. So the next chapter, it's painful for me to talk about it, even to this day. If I ever meet the person that did this to me, I don't even know how I would react. I really don't. But I've forgiven him. I've moved on, and I see it as a learning experience, and I want you to get that same benefit. So that's the only reason I'm going to share that. So check around the next video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get automatically notified when that video comes out. Thank you for spending your time with me. It's been 34 minutes, which is about right. So thank you for sharing your 30 minutes with me. I hope I benefited your life in a little bit. Join our Facebook group, get involved, leave some comments, and check out my website, balancedbynature.net. So until we meet again, have a great life. Stay balanced by nature.